Tangal greetings everyone, we are Group 7 and today we will be presenting our program that simulates a simple library management system. First, let me introduce myself. I am Aaron Cruzante and I am the leader of this group. Our program simulates how a library manages its members and library items such as books and magazines. It allows members to borrow and return items, while the library keeps track of the available items and register members. Now, we will focus on the classes that represent the different types of library items in the system.
Greetings everyone, I'm Arben Espidillon. I'm going to present our diagram. The library class. What's the library class? It's manage the all library item and in the library. It store the list of members and the library item, book or magazine. It allows adding or removing items or members and let members to borrow or return items. The library has a aggregation relationship with the members and library item, meaning it contains them but they can exist indefinitely. Then the second class is the member class. The member class is represent a person who borrow item and it stores the member's name and the list of borrow item, and a member can borrow and return library item using that. It has a association relationship with library item. Then next is the third class is library item, which is the a base parent class for the item that can be borrowed. It contains the title and availability status of an item and a basic method like checking availability or other items inherit from this class. Then lastly, fourth class is book class. Book class is represent as a book in the library. It inherits from library item, so it automatically has a title, availability, and basic methods. Then fifth class is the class magazine. It represents a magazine in the library. It also inherits from the library item and shares the same basic properties.
Dangal greetings, my name is Mariel Burgos and I'm going to explain the library class. So this class represents the main system of a library where we manage members and library items such as books or other materials. So we use again the array list and list because this allows the program to store multiple members and library items in organized way. So for the class declaration, we declare the class name library. So this class contains the data and methods needed to manage the library system. For the member and item list, so inside the class, we create two lists, which is the private list for members and then a private list for library items, which is the item. So the first list stores all the library members, while the second list stores all the library items such as books. So we use array list because it allows us to easily add or manage multiple objects. Next is the add member method. So this method allows us to add a new member to the library system. So when a member is added, the program stores the member in the member list and prints a message showing the member's name. Next is the method add item. So this method adds a new library item, like a book, to the item list. And then after adding the item, the program displays a message showing the title of the item. And then the last method shown here is the borrow item. This method allows a member to borrow a library item. So first, the program checks if the item is available using item.isAvailable. And if the item is available, the member borrows the item using member.borrowItem item. Next, the program prints a message confirming the borrowing. And third, if the item is not available, the program prints the message item unavailable.
In the next part of the code, we have the return item method. This method allows a member to return a borrowed library item. When the item is returned, it prints a message showing the member's name and the item that was returned. We also have the remove member method, which removes a member when the library system. If the member is successfully removed from the list, the system prints a confirmation message. Another method is remove item, which moves an item from the library catalog. If the item exists in the list, it will be removed and a message will be displayed. Lastly, we have the show borrowed items method. This method displays all borrowed items for each member. It loops through the list of members and checks their borrowed items. If the member has not borrowed anything, it prints none. Otherwise, it prints the list of borrowed items. I will explain a part of our library management system program. First, we have the library item class. This class represents an item in the library such as book or other material. It has two variables, title, which stores the name of the item, and available, which is a boolean value that checks if the item can be borrowed. By default, the item is set to true, meaning it is available. Next is the constructor, which runs when a new library item object is created. It receives the title as a parameter and assigns it to the title variable. We also have several methods. The getTitle method returns the title of the item. The isAvailable method checks if the item is currently available. The setAvailable method updates the availability status when the item is borrowed or returned. The toString method simply returns the title so the item can be displayed easily when printed.
And I'm going to explain the member class. So this class represents a library member, someone who can borrow and return items from a library. So first, we import two classes, the array list, which is used to create dynamic lists, and then the list that provides common structure for lists. So for the class declaration, we have public class member. It declares the class member, and it is public, meaning other classes can access it. Next, we have two private variables here. First one is the name, which stores the member's name. Second is the borrowed items, which is a list that keeps track of all the library items the member has borrowed. So we initialize it as a new array list. So it is ready to store items as soon as the member object is created. Next is the public member string name. So this is the constructor. So whenever we create a new member object, we pass a name as a parameter. And then the this.name equals name line assigns the provided name to the member's name variable. Next, the getter for the name, which is public string getName. So this is a getter method, and it simply returns the member's name when called. So getter methods are a standard way to access private variables safely. So next, the getter for borrowed items. So this time, returning the list of borrowed items. This allows other classes to see what the member has borrowed without directly modifying the list. Next, the borrowed item method. So this method allows the member to borrow a library item. So it first checks if the item is not null and is currently available, which is the item that is available. Next, if both conditions are true, the item is added to the borrowed item list. And third, finally, the item's availability is set to false, so others know it has been borrowed.